don't know what it is about any of this that makes you feel that you have any degree of security or ability to overcome the monumental situation that we're facing, other than the fact that the national media outlets under the direct control of the corporate enterprises that are in bed with the politicians who run the government promulgate to you information that is so censored that it's almost worthless to your understanding. It does not at all give you the truth of the situation that we're in, even though it appears to be independently and honestly, investigatively prepared. They're very skillful in knowing how to represent themselves as honest and worthy servants to the nation's interest, that is the media itself. But there can be nothing further from the truth on that statement, because the one thing that is so painfully and obviously clear about our national media is that it is complicit, almost 100% entirely, the will and direction of the current governmental interest of the bureaucratic beast that is America. The political will that is supposed to serve to protect you and offer you freedom and opportunity has been substituted for personal greed and the will to maintain powers and positions of authority in the bureaucratic madness as professional politicians. And a professional politician is no more than an ugly actor. You know, they say politics is Hollywood for ugly people. Essentially, that's what it is. You know, it's just they're ugly mugs on TV giving you a bunch of bullshit and lies. It's all fake, just like Hollywood is. It's made up bullshit. Nothing true, nothing of value. And they happen to be the actors that are on those stages and in those productions that we are promulgated from Washington. Ever always the same people, the same actors, like the movies. Always the same actors in the movies in Hollywood, just like the same actors in Washington are the same ones that you always see doing those things. So they're very much, in the same respect, behave, look, and act just the same way. If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it might be a duck. Maybe. You know, try and wake up and get it. It ain't maybe. It is. It's so in your face all day long. What is it about any of this that is completely hard for you to accept or be interested in? That this President Obama, who comes in at the, who ever heard of him? Where did he come from? When he was a professor of constitutional law, we're told, so we're told. He was a professional of a professor of constitutional law who routinely breaks the Constitution on a regular basis. As per his acts in office over the past 2 years, he has done that repeatedly. Just absolutely overriding the constitutional authority of his office. Like George Bush #2 did all the time, but he was expected to do because he's an idiot. But this guy's supposed to be a professor of constitutional law, for crying out loud, and he breaks it all the time. Every time you get, and he ain't nothing but lies. Everything out of his mouth is a lie. Not one truth in 2 years. I did a checklist. I wrote it all down. And I went down the line. I said, is it yes, no, yes, no, yes? Every single one. No, not one yet truth confirmed from that man, Obama, since he was on campaign and in office to this very day. Not one yet, not one. The worst ever liar that you've ever had in that office. This guy has got them all beat. Nobody worse than him. We thought Clinton was bad, but this guy's got him beat. He just says all day long nice things, makes you believe it. Just so easy and just wonderful, and makes everybody feel good, and it ain't nothing but bullshit. And if you can't be interested in accepting that or recognizing that, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what it is that you need more to demonstrate to you that these people are not at all working on behalf of your interest for your survival or of any sort whatsoever, no matter what they try and explain to you. If you can't understand that everything out of their mouth is a lie and nothing ever is what they say it is, and you're not clued in yet as to maybe they're not doing those things and it just don't make sense, they say it but it don't ever happen, then what is it that you need more? I mean, do they ever do anything? Any of them? None. Congress, Senate, President, all of them. It's just gotten worse and worse and worse since Reagan. It's been downhill. I mean, Carter, his administration was an utter failure. It all kind of started to go bad after the Nixon situation occurred. Nixon's Watergate was the beginning of the downward trend that began to crumble to pieces our country. By the time Reagan got into office, he started running the debt up with all this military spending of enormous amounts of money. We had some 40% of the national GDP just for national defense alone. I mean, Reagan was out of control with this. And he did that for 8 years. He fixed the economy in this respect because of the spending that was done in that regard, but the amount of money that was used for these purposes is so off the charts, unfathomable. It started a trend that never stopped. Clinton did very much do something to rectify a little bit of that with respect to the economic situation that had exploded at that time by restricting the debt, but he was forced into that position by reason of the fact that the Republican Congress had earned a majority in the midterm election after he had been elected in '92. In '94, the Republican new Congress came in with Newt Gingrich, Speaker of the House, and demanded that the national budget be approved, and Clinton, in his efforts to get any kind of legislation passed, because he couldn't do a fucking thing for almost 2 years, and he was absolutely out of his mind. He did not think he could get anything done if these fucking people wouldn't let him do shit. So he wouldn't do anything and let the government, if you recall, he let the government go into collapse, and the bills stopped getting paid.